Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming on this momentous and I think somewhat historic occasion for the city of Madison. We're saying not goodbye, but happy retirement to a man who's been a great boss, a mentor to me, someone that I've enjoyed for the last 6.5 years, laughing with, at times shedding tears with, and to see so many of you here today that mean so much to him in his life, from people who are in the community that he's worked closely with, the officers of this department, other agencies. It's really a beautiful tribute to someone that we're going to very sadly miss at our department.
The bottom line is the Madison community is safer today, and I think much safer today, in large part because of the personality, the leadership style, and the collaborative nature within which Noble Wray worked.
Because all of us in law enforcement, we're losing a trusted colleague, and this city is losing really a true leader.
I've been looking at the video with all the photos of you, and obviously you know that the one that I like the most is on Simpson Street. A younger Chief Wray with a bit more hair. But he's just as good looking today, my wife says.
What makes policing such a noble calling?
Noble Wray has been the chief of the Madison Police Department since 2004, after serving in the department for more than 20 years. He began as a patrol officer in 1984.
When I first joined the Madison Police Department in the early 80s, I wanted to make a difference. I would love to have someone come up to me and say, "Chief, why did you want to be a police officer?" To uphold the law, to ensure justice, to protect life, to keep the peace.
He's been very active in the community with neighborhood associations, service organizations, and community functions.
It is not what we do as a police department and a community. It is how we do it. I've been doing this now close to 29 years, and I've seen an awful lot. We cannot do this alone. I am so proud of this organization for the things that it does both inside the Madison Police Department and in the community. Every Madison Police Department employee is a leader. Our officers, our civilian, commission, do a wonderful and excellent job. The best in the nation. But it takes a community to keep a community safe. We strive to do this in partnership and in a relationship based on trust. As a father, as a police chief, I deeply care about this city. And it's important for a community and a city to be sacred. From the moment the badge is entrusted to you, you commit to serving a greater good and a spirit of service, and a spirit of justice, and fundamental fairness. I never thought that I would be this honored to be head of this organization. Let us go forth and lead the land we love.
We did a kind of a brainstorming to try to figure out all of the achievements and the accomplishments that we've done over the 9 years that he's been chief, and we stopped at 280 some. There are that many. I have seen firsthand the hours he puts in, the work he does, the decisions he made every single day to improve our organization. He studied his job exhaustively, knowing that the best way to keep the Madison Police Department as a national leader was to stay informed, to stay involved, and to constantly be creative. I have been with Noble when complete strangers have walked up to him on the street and approached him and thanked him for being their chief. I have seen groups of people give standing ovations for his genuine and tireless work within our community. And I have witnessed firsthand employees in tears when he announced his retirement, saying, "He hired me. He was my chief." I took special notice to the emails that were authored and sent at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, wondering, first of all, what the heck is he doing up at that time? But signaling to me that the chief was always on the job, constantly thinking about how he could make this organization and this profession better.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice hereby recognizes and commends Chief Noble Wray in recognition of his 28 years of commitment and dedication without compromise to the Madison Police Department and, I think importantly, law enforcement across the state.
As the Attorney General said, and I agree 100%, this city, our area, is safer because of Chief Wray's vision. It is safer because of his leadership. It's safer because of his commitment to service.
The FBI and the American people have been the beneficiaries of your professionalism and dedication to duty, and we congratulate you on a remarkable career.
But I have to say that at 20 years old, 33 years ago, when I married Noble, I didn't know we were going to have this kind of ride. It's been good. We had bumpy roads. It was tough. And it was some lonely times. But he knew he had a team, and it's called Team Wray. And the immediate team is Brent, Elliot, and me. They are the few good men in my household, although there are many. My father-in-law, my dad, there are many. But the three are Noble, Brent, and Elliot. The number one good man is Noble Wray. Full of character, Noble. Caring and full of compassion, Noble. A man that carried and will always carry his heart on his sleeve. That's Noble Wray. I gave him to the city 29 years ago. And I really gave him to you 9 years ago. But me and his family are so glad we're getting him back. And we're really getting him back. That means not 2 or 3 cell phones and the house phone ringing all night, not ringing on vacation, not going to the bathroom on vacation to answer the phone so that Michelle won't get mad. That all is going to end. But I want to say to Noble, I thank you for the ride. Brent and Elliot, thank you for the ride. We were his biggest cheerleaders. We will always be your cheerleaders. And I want the city of Madison to know that Noble didn't give you 100%. He gave you 110%. And he gave it to you every day that he worked for the Madison Police Department.
I've been before the organization and before a number of people on the issue of retirement, and I've held out pretty good until Michelle started talking. First of all, let me thank my family, my immediate family and my extended family, the family that come from Milwaukee, the friends that came from Milwaukee, the family members that came from Milwaukee. When you take the oath of office to serve a community, your family takes the oath as well. It's a tireless, demanding job. I've hired 243 officers for the Madison Police Department. I've promoted 140 police officers in the Madison Police Department. There are very few promotions that have taken place since 1988 that I have not had input in this department.
This department is my heart and soul. I have put, as I said before, my full measure of devotion in this department. The city deserves it. The community deserves it. It is the greatest profession in the world. It is a calling. You've got to believe in it. It is beyond just going to work. It takes that level of stamina. Now, I know the question I've been asked lately by people is, Chief, you had a tough year. No, it was beyond a tough year. It was beyond a tough year. It tried me in so many ways. It tried me because I hate to see people suffering. And I knew internally some of our people were suffering. And I knew in the community some of our people were suffering. And the role of a police chief, the role of an officer that takes an oath of office is to relieve suffering in any way that you can. So it was very difficult. You know, every leader would say, you evaluate yourself on, did you leave that place better than you found it? And I don't stay up awake at night thinking that I did not leave this place better than I found it. I know this place is better than I found it. And that's the way it should be. Continuous improvement. Thank you all so very much. I really do appreciate it.